All right, it's decision time. What I want you to do is to take a look at these 5 shapes and tell me which one is different from all the rest of them. All right, so I'll give you a minute here. Again, look at the 5 shapes and tell me which one do you think is different from all the rest. Okay, well, let's go through them and see if you're right. So if you chose shape A, you're right because it's the only one with no breaks in the line. If you chose B, guess what? You're right again because it's the only figure with one straight line. And C, congratulations, it's the only one that is asymmetrical. And D, you're right too, because it's the only one with both a curved and a straight line. And then E, yep, you're good here too. It's the only one with 3 curved lines. So no matter what the answer, you're right. Because sometimes there isn't just one right answer, but oftentimes we have to make a decision. And that's what today is about on day 40. Can you believe it? We are on day 40. The power of completion. You're doing awesome. And today's all about making decisions. It's Janae here to brighten, enlighten, and ignite your day. So what do? How do we make better decisions and be more decisive? Because research shows that we have a difficult time making decisions, and yet they're so extremely important to our success. So how do we make those important decisions around our number one goal now and later as well? Okay, so I have a couple books and insights to help us with that. The first is this book, Decisive, by Chip Heath and Dan Heath, How to Make Better Decisions and Choices in Life and Work. Again, there will be links below to the books that I refer to here, but get this. I thought this was interesting. It said, often our guts can't make up our minds at all. An estimated 61,535 tattoos were reversed in the United States in 2009. A British study found that more than 3,000 people found that 88% of the New Year's resolutions are broken, including 68% of resolutions are just merely to enjoy life. And then think about quarterback Brett Favre. He retired, then he unretired, he retired, and then he retired again, right? So there's just a ton of different examples of not being able to make up our mind. And part of the reason why they say is that we haven't discovered good ways to make decisions. The most common way people make a decision is the pro and cons list. And it actually originated from Benjamin Franklin. Is in 1772. He was asked for advice on something, and he told him to make this pros and cons list. But then he also said something additional. He said, when I have thus got them figured out in one view, I endeavor to estimate the estimate weights of both. So when I find 2, one on each side that seem equal, I would strike them both out. If I find a reason of pro is equal to 2 reasons of con, then I would strike out the 3. If I judge some reason 2 cons are equal to 3 pros, then I would strike all 5. And thus proceeding. I find at length where it balances lies, and if after a day or 2 of further consideration, nothing new or important occurs on either side, then I determine accordingly. He called this technique moral algebra. And over the 200 years after this letter, his approach is still, broadly speaking, the approach we use to make decisions. So this book talks a lot about the research and different ways that you can make decisions. Now, there's some other perspectives on decision making as well. My friend Nick Tesler has a book, Why Quitters Win, And in here, he's been all about researching on decision and how to make decision making. So again, I'll have this information linked below. But he comes to the conclusion, the importance of decisions and having, based on what your decision pulses, that thing that matters the most, then how you can make decisions based on that. But some of the statistics he found is that a 25-year study of 12,000 people found that less educated children of blue-collar parents who grew up with decisive mindsets made an average of 30 to 60% higher incomes as middle-aged adults than privileged, well-educated children with an indecisive mindset. And the same thing, a study of 20,000 professional managers reveal that excellent leadership requires both the ability to think strategically and take bold, decisive action. Only 1 out of the 10 managers who excelled in one skill but did not the other turn out to be top performing leaders. But 88% of the managers who excelled at both skills were considered excellent leaders. So again, that's taking bold, decisive action and thinking strategically. So we've done a lot about thinking strategically in this, and this is all about making those bold decisions. And you know what? Sometimes we have a lot of time, and other times we have to make decisions on the spot and on the fly. And sometimes the quality of our decisions comes from the quality of the questions that we ask. And so it's really important to think about what kinds of questions are you asking around these decisions to help you make the best decision you can. Now, Nick in his book further goes on to say that we typically make about 70 decisions a day. I've also heard that to be even higher. The book's The Slight Edge talks about even more decisions, little decisions that we might make a day. So let's just kind of graph this out. In The Slight Edge, he said every decision you make is either above the line or below the line. So quick example, say you're deciding lunch today and you decide you're going to do a fast food lunch instead of doing a simple good salad at home. So that would probably be a below the line decision. And then the next time, I'll just kind of make it bigger so that you can see here. Next time you do a similar thing, then you make a above decision, and all day long this is going on, right? We're constantly making decisions all day long. And then what you can see happening is eventually, if we keep making decisions around our health that's below the line, it will significantly impact us, but it takes a long time, right? It's a slight edge of what it takes. And then the same going above the line, decisions that take a while. So every decision we make, you can think of it, is it above the line or below the line? And that can help you think that with your number one goal. So that's what I want you to do for your one and done, is to do your above the line, below the line around the decisions that you've made or the decisions that you need to make going forward, okay? And then 2, good for you, is to really think through the kind of questions that you've been asking or you still need to ask around your goal with that decisive action. And then your 3 is key, has to do with our inspirational story that I want to share with you now. I want you to decide and see if you can guess who I'm talking about, okay? So this person that I'm talking about won an Olympic gold medal. It's a he. He was adopted, and at the age of 4, he started to get some health issues that unfortunately was impacting his growth. And at age 8, he, for the first time, went ice skating with another family. And then from there, really started to love the ice, and his actually shorter height helped him be close to the ice, which helped his height. And his parents continued to support that idea and his career, even though there were a lot of struggles because his siblings tended to get jealous over the attention, and it was a financial strain on their family because they had a small income and they were both teachers. So he continued to do that, and they upped his level of skating at a different place around the age 13. And yet another decision that was made was he made the decision to come home when his mother had cancer and to really spend that time with her because they were so close. And it was interesting. He said, quote, "She showed me how to reach for something extra when the logical decision is to give up. Most of all, she taught me to take responsibility for my ability. My mother had worked hard and suffered much to keep me in skating. It was an awful burden to put on myself, but part of me felt her death would be in vain if I didn't accomplish something in the sport. She had an unwavering faith in my talent and my ability more than I did at the time. Only after she died did I start believing in myself." And in fact, after he secured the gold medal and skated his victory lap around the Olympic Hall carrying the American flag over his head, he remembered his mother, who used to say, "Someday Scotty is going to be in the Olympics." This bold prediction embarrassed him back then, and now it brought tears to his eyes. And he continued to carry her legacy and the decisions that she made to believe in him along the way. So any ideas on who this might be? If you guessed Scott Hamilton, you were right. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so decision time for you. Continue to take bold action and decisions around your number one goal because it matters, and it is going to keep continuing and helping you to complete whatever it is that you need to do. From my heart to yours, be love.